Good time zone, everyone, and welcome to Curse of Sapphics. My name is Aki, or Akino if you're feeling fancy. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on several projects all over the internet. It's there. Just look at my name, it's there. I will be your lovely game mother as we embark on the final episode of Curse of Sapphics. This is the last episode of season 1, just saying. And this actual play is a retelling of Curse of Strahd, an adventure book for Dungeons and Dragons 5e. We are doing things differently as we are a multi-dimensional system swap to Pathfinder 2e Remastered. This story is not your cup of tea. Kindly go fuck yourself. That's fine with me. The only accuracy I care about is the health and safety of my players and the cultural aspects I included with the help of sensitivity consultants. Joining me today, we have our fabulous cast. So please tell us a bit about yourselves, what ancestry, class, blah 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 blah, and Did I not put that? Yeah, no. What would be what are you looking most forward to completing today? We're gonna go in alphabetical order, which is hilarious when you think about the cast. So, Joe.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Joe. I am playing Christopher for y'all, the resident puppet. And pronouns he, him. And I'm looking forward to getting into emotional peril because I feel like we'll be meeting, perhaps perchance, some people from his past, and I'm quite excited.
Hello, I am Josephine Askari Dogfriend. I am the Nameless Domain producer over here. I play the Beastkin Flesh Warp Cleric of Family, Maria. I am looking forward to having some conversations that may or may not need to happen between the party, just about as far as like how much at this point Maria cares for everyone and see where it goes.
Hey everybody, I'm Mandy, or TheMandii, all over the internet. I'm in a lot of projects, doing a lot of things. I also am part of the regular cast and now a GM for Match RPG. So yeah, look me up. I am playing... Who am I playing? I'm playing Ellie, my Bard Summoner. And I am looking forward to her processing what the fuck happened last session, because that's some crazy shit. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And I am Mimi, also known as Michelle Jones. I am playing Aisha Akinyemi, the Tiefling Shisk fighter. I think the thing that I am most looking forward to, and I know this is a long way off, I know it's not going to happen today, but the thing I'm most looking forward to is punching Strahd in her stupid hot face.
Excellent. Now before we officially start, some words about safety. Curse of Sapphics is a grim, dark, gothic horror fantasy adventure. My players and I have done many session zeros in preparation for this campaign. If you would like content warnings, just like hit the command button and it should be there. We hope. We can only hope. Now, who wants to do the recap? I'll do something a bit differently this time though. Instead of a hero point, I'll give you free lore.
Oh, even better. How appropriate that I'm the one doing the recap this week. So our fight on top of the lake / not lake continued. I say lake because some kind of slime creature was living in there, swimming around and being freaked out by the zombie in a boat with a small child who was all tied up and gagged and stuff. And also there was a harpy, so there was battle happening on the water, near the boat, and in the sky. Blasted the harpy. Skelly harpy is what my notes say. Don't know if that's accurate. And managed to kill the zombie through Aisha being just brutal, and save the child. And we're able to calm down the creature in the lake after Maria mind linked with it, spoke with it. This was kind of happening all throughout the battle. Turns out the girl was named Arabelle. She was Vistani from a different caravan, and who was obviously quite traumatized by all of this. But we got enough out of her to learn that she's from Vallaki, so we can return her to her family. And also, Ellie was prompted to pull some cards, and we had a little bit of a montage there. We're going to reach Vallaki in the day. We need to go to a tavern, the Blue Water Inn. We're looking for a man named Arabelle. This person who gave Chris the letter previously. And there was a pink glow by the window in the Blue Water Inn. And I believe somebody cast Bless on the kid to give her courage. I think it was Christopher. And then we remembered at the very end of the session, which I think was something maybe all of us forgot about, is that there is a bounty on Maria in Vallaki. And then Ismark was driving the caravan so that Maria could hide. And Ellie joined him, and I think that's where we ended. Yeah, I think that's everything.
And
Give me my lore.
yeah, okay, what do you want it? I'll let you basically ask a lore question, or if you want a specific area of lore.
Anybody here has a question they want to have answered. I'll take suggestions from the group.
Who the hell is the leader of this Vistani camp?
Arabelle.
Yeah, who the fuck is Arabelle?
Let her die. Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry. It's exactly what I wanted. One person confused. I thought it would be Joe. It's not. It's just me.
Oh, shit.
Should I check my notes? Are we supposed to know who Arabelle is?
Yes.
So it was mentioned before, but it was revealed at the end of the last episode that Arabelle is the same person who gave Christopher the letter.
Yeah, no, that part I know.
So
the letter that got me
Arabelle-
killed.
Apparently, Arabelle is the leader of the Vistani here. Then.
Yeah, that part I already knew. I want to know more broadly who the fuck he is.
Oh, well,
Yeah, we'll get there.
Well, you should expand on that because you just said who the leader of the Vistani camp is. I was like, name drop.
Yeah, I know his name. What's his deal?
He's got a lot of deals. That's it. He is a character. That's all I'll give you for now, because I did answer your question. But you'll find out. Don't worry. He's not hard to find. That is one other thing I'll give you. You're in his place. Not hard.
It
to
felt
find.
like a real monkey's paw deal, but fair enough.
You should have been specific. All right, you have just approached the town. You see the gates. Aisha, you're very familiar with these gates. They are. You specifically know that Vallaki has 3 town gates made out of iron bars and such. They are huge and they kind of surround the area because this town is actually quite big. If you guys look at the session stuff in the map gallery, I did just drop the Vallaki map so you can kind of see roughly how big it is. And you are all specifically along the old Slavic road. You're around that area, but you're closer to the actual gates. I don't know if you can see the little gate markings over there. But that's where you're at. And few things that you would know, Aisha, you know that just because you've been here for a little while, I think you were here for like a solid week.
Yeah, about a week.
Yeah, you know that the Saint Androl's church is coming up. You know exactly where like the Blue Water Inn would be, which is I will give you on the map. It's N2, so that's right in the middle of the town. You know where the Burgomaster's mansion is, which is N3. And you are aware that there is a Vistani encampment outside of the village. I would say you don't exactly know where, but it is not that difficult. Wait a minute. You guys went to the lake first, actually, right?
I was gonna say,
Yes.
wouldn't we be on the
Sorry,
north end of
you're
town?
not on. Yeah, oh, my bad. See, that's
Okay.
where I got mixed up. You are not on the old Savage World because you went to the lake first. You are all the way over there, so you are closer to the middle of town. You're all the way up at the top to the Lake Zarovich, that area.
We're at the
So-
North Gate. Okay.
Yeah, Northgate. Thank you. That is closest to N4 and N2 on the map. You don't know what N4 is. You know where the tavern is, though, which is not too far. To repeat, you are from the North Gate as you are coming from Lake Zarovich. So closest map points would be N4 and N2. And N2 is a tavern which Aisha would know as you've stayed there before.
Yeah.
Um,
As we're approaching, can I ask Arabelle, do you know where your camp is in around town? If it's outside the gates, we can take you there. I mean, first, we'll take you there no matter what, but
she nods. And kind of when you she's as a reminder, Arabelle is nonverbal right now. So as you mentioned outside of town, just basically the word outside, that's she'll kind of like raise her hand and nod some more to affirm that her encampment is outside of town. Though based on what you understand of the layout of town, it would be it's easier to travel through the town and then get out through one of the other gates than it is to go around it. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot that she wrote details to us, not saying them. I did write down that she wrote it. I forgot to mention that part.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say I'm just talking like I was in there and I'm not. I'm outside.
I can just draw like a messy like sketch outline of the city and like have her like put an X where she wants us to go.
Yeah. And you would see that she is indicating where N9 is, which is all the way across, basically. And it is in the forested area. So that is kind of roughly where she's pointing. But she kind of does like the equivalent of a big circle, so it's like she doesn't know exactly where, but that's the area. That's where her people live. Which, by the way, you would note is dangerous because of all of the wolf activity. When you were here, there was a ridiculous amount where they're just jumping people on the roads and stuff like that. Things that they don't do naturally. Another thing to note is that all around the gates there are wolf heads and stuff like that mounted on sticks, decorating the place as if that's going to stop wolves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you had a couple before. Now it's a little excessive. Yeah. I would say it's enough to Warner worry over the population in this area. But Aisha, you know there's actually too many right now. Yeah. Which is also weird. Yeah.
Everything about Barovia is weird.
Everything about it. Yeah.
So yeah, I tell her, all right, we're gonna cut through town, we're gonna take the main road, and then we'll head into the woods.
Arabelle will nod and to confirm she understands what the plan is. She has been burritoed, by the way. She has self-burritoed herself with Tiny. Yeah. I would say, is very clear that Arabelle has bonded in some way with Tiny over Tiny basically spewing facts about anything Tiny knows. And Arabelle just being like, oh my fucking god, I'm learning. And absorbing it like the little sponge that a 7-year-old usually is.
Tiny is like a sleepy time podcast where they just talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is also the most talking Tiny's done. Tiny's done a lot of talking actually.
Tiny is taking her job so seriously. I love that for her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's having a blast. These two are very happy. I would say you guys
So
are chilling
cute.
actually. Yeah, you guys are having a good time. Minus all the weirdness of the village. When you get to the gates, there are 2 guards. Which is Aisha, you know, at this point is kind of normal. 2 guards per post, but there's more. There's so much more guards in this town, as if that's like the prime occupation at this point. Aisha, you're driving this car, or is Mark driving this car?
Ismark is driving. I'm still in the back, but I'm going to jump out when we get to the gate.
Okay, I see. So upon your arrival, Irina has like documentation papers just in case, and you kind of see that she's like ready. It's the equivalent of being the passport girly when you travel with your family. That's her. She has it. However, upon the guards kind of seeing you, one of them fully recognizes you on the day that you arrived, and you kind of recognize her too. And she just cocks her head a little bit. She's like, "You are alive. Okay."
Yeah, nobody warned me about the bullshit fog.
Oh, my bad. The best way to put it is genuine shock. It's just so normal here. I didn't think you'd get caught up. I thought the wolves were doing my bad. I'm so glad to see that you're okay, though. We thought, you know, like if if the monster didn't get you, the wolves surely did.
Well, alright, here's the thing about that. She's not a monster.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lovely conversation. She's very sweet.
Oh, do you need to see the doctor again?
You
It's
must
okay.
know. You must know what minotaurs are. Like, you've got tieflings here and androids and every other thing. You must know minotaurs exist.
Okay, there's a lot of words you just said there that I am not sure what they are. Tieflings are people, but I don't know if you've seen any of Strahd's other. When they say Strahd, it's like full on like you know, like we do not speak this name in this house kind of vibe. Like straight up, even like trying to cover her mouth when she says it. We do not. Have you seen any of Strahd's creatures before? Because that's what it looks like.
I fought a bunch of them to get back here after I got caught in the fog that you didn't warn me about.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, she's a cleric. She's a nice lady. She's just also half cow. It's not that big of a deal.
Why are you talking? Okay, all right, not it.
Also,
why-
she's in the caravan with us, and she's coming in.
I'm gonna need you to make a diplomacy check now. Mm-hmm.
Do I see this going poorly?
I don't know. You were
'Cause I was
inside.
sitting, no, I was canonically sitting up front with Ismark when we ended the session.
Oh, okay. Then yes, of course.
Because
Yeah, I think Ellie is like
chat.
probably next
Ow.
to me, but I got a 23.
Oh,
23.
okay.
23.
I
Okay.
don't need to do nothing then. Probably.
You might need to do something.
Oh boy. Okay. I kind of jump down at this point and I go, I'm sorry, officer, guard, whatever your title is. What was your name again?
Ulva.
Alva, so nice to meet you. Yes, you may or may not have seen me perform here in Vallaki previously. My name is Elowin Glacera. I work with Madame Ava. Trust me when I say this individual is a healer, and certainly not a threat to anyone here in Vallaki, or anyone really in general.
Okay, so you may also make a diplomacy check, but this is going to aid Aisha's. So based on what you get, we'll basically add like a +1/+2 scenario. If you fail, usually it does not have an indicator on aiding Aisha, but in this case it might, just because of how very specific it is.
Diplomacy. That is gonna be 22.
You guys meet the DC. You were one off. I just need you to know that. So you meet the DC. The guard, who has been living here her entire life, has. Okay, the thing about these guards is that while there's a lot of guards, I want to state that a lot of these guards look like they have full-on battle experience. They look like they have seen some of the horrors that Barovia has to offer, and they have lived. So even though this one is a little bit kind of fun and young, she knows what Maria potentially looks like when she's talking about it. There's like a very distinct, like, have we seen the same thing kind of like vibe. And she's just also clearly doing her job. And she is ready to fight is the best way to put it. She's very, very ready to fight. And because she's a little on guard, so is her partner, whoever is out on duty with her today. So she has like a spear kind of drawn on you guys, but she is not starting combat. Initiative is not starting.
Yeah, I'm keeping my posture like open. I don't have my hand near any weapons that she can see.
And she kind of pauses. She's thinking for quite a bit, and then says, "Okay, look. Anything, and I mean anything in the slightest happens, it is your response. All of your response. We know we know, y'all. It's not hard to find.
I will take
healed caravan.
responsibility,
You will take
and
responsibility.
nothing will happen.
The people are on edge. So I can't guarantee everybody's gonna have the exact same generosity that I'm giving here, that I'm extending here. If you can find a way to... This is gonna sound... Oh god, I sound like a fucking asshole. If you can find a way to fucking hide her, or hide what she looks like most of the time, that'd be great. Because you will freak people out, and they will call more guards. I'm gonna go in and try to notify everybody. I can't, it's not gonna be peachy. Your stay is not gonna be great here, but...
We'll be fine.
Yeah, things here are weird. It's been a weird week.
Yeah, I noticed the wolves.
Yeah. Let's just say everybody's looking forward to the festival. Because, that's another thing. 3 days.
Ellie's eyes
festival.
light up because you said the word festival.
For anybody, I would say except Christopher, in this case, because we have two people who have been in Barovia for a very long time, and then we have Aisha who's been in this town specifically for a while. So everybody except for Christopher can make either Barovia lore or society check. Mhm.
Well,
Hey,
I
that's
don't feel left out at all.
that 20 plus 7, 27.
I'm just a little guy.
Hi.
24.
I'm so sorry. For a brief moment, I thought you were chugging milk out of like a milk carton.
Nah, it's just my big ass water bottle.
It's pink though. It's just the
It's
camera's
pink,
not picking up. Yeah.
Got it. I was just like, damn, girl, you get that calcium, I guess.
I do fucking love milk. I do drink milk on stream, so it's not like I don't. I
That
fucking
has
love
never
milk.
happened before. That's very funny. I was like, wow. Aki's
Yeah.
doing it. Who am I to judge?
Both Aisha and Ellie would know that like I mean, besides there's quite a few festivals and stuff like that happen that people still manage to celebrate. There's holidays and stuff, but you guys know that for a while, there is one festival that happens a little too frequently. And Aisha, I would say, for you, when you first heard it, perhaps you were thinking like, okay, they're like fucking with me, kind of vibes. But then you like look further into town and you see like old decorations that are being taken down, and the exact same but just slightly fresher ones are being put up again, the exact same. And it just kind of dawns on you that maybe they weren't fucking with you like at all. And Ellie, I don't know if you thought this was weird before, because you personally would have only experienced this once, like how most festivals would be.
Right.
And so maybe you just didn't think about it, and it was mentioned offhandedly to you. And now that you're also seeing this, you and I just share this look as you realize that a very specific festival, known as the Festival of the Blazing Sun, is held in specifically the town square once every week.
Oh.
Every week. Aisha, I think you also only experienced this once. So you were like, they're fucking with me. Kind of vibe just kind of stays. Ellie naturally also experienced this once. So you wouldn't really think much of it. Like maybe exaggerations or something like that. But no, it is once every week. The exact same festival goes on.
If it was every 2 weeks, they could call it the Fortnite Festival.
They could. But
Stop
nobody's
it.
dancing like that here. Actually, no. Arabelle starts.
You can't say that. You have a responsibility. You can't say that.
You want the floss? You want the floss? But I'm joking. Yeah, that is the festival held in the town square, exact same. And you're looking at the decorations. Decorations are like there's orange, yellow, gold, reds, like that kind of vibe to kind of emulate the sun vibes.
It's giving Dark Souls. I don't like it.
Happens once a week, middle town square. Which Aisha, you would know where the town square is. I just need time to find the town square. I think it's 9. I think it's N8, but like I'll look for that later. And it will specifically be happening in 3 days.
All right, well, let's get inside. I will like gesture to Arena to like show our paperwork or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, while they're like sorting that out, I'm kind of looking to everybody else. Like, does anybody have illusion magic?
Unfortunately, no.
I technically do, but it doesn't extend beyond myself. Oh. That's not really of any help.
I've got a spell that makes it so that no one wants to look at me for too long, and I just tap the big hammer on my back.
Very wise.
Christopher, do you have any illusion magic?
I would have used it on me already. If I did,
That's fair.
I'm just here. Question, do we have a plan besides trying to masquerade Maria as something that lower people can tolerate? Which I think is stupid, but I understand why that's necessary. Are we heading to somewhere specific?
Well, there's a couple of things that we have to do while we're here. We're going to pass by the tavern as we go through town, and we can go in, we can get our rooms, we can see if your friend is there, and then we take this kid back out to the Vistani camp.
Yeah, calling him a friend is quite generous, but yes.
It-
Unless you're
the-
referring
the
to
pink
the pink
one.
glow. Yes, that okay. I was about to say this is not the other one. Yeah, I would love that if that's possible. If we could do that, like super fast, like really fast. Like if we could sprint,
Yeah.
somebody could sprint with me. That would be cool.
Well, I think that taking the horse in will be faster, but it's our first stop.
Okay, thank you.
Do you, I'm going to need, I know you all spoke, but just like bullet point me what y'all would like to do as you're getting in. If you would like more refreshers of what you could do here, I can take recall knowledge checks. I'll let you roll with whatever you'd like as you're trying to remember what else you can do here. Because
Yeah.
we'll say there is a lot. There is a lot in this town that you are all kind of connected to.
I would like to see if I can recall what I saw the last time I saw this festival that's coming up.
Mm.
Okay, I would say, because that's so specific, I would say society again.
Okay.
Or performance, because you did perform here. You did
I
specifically say you
did.
performed here.
I'll take performance.
Can I make a stealth or deception situation just for my appearance?
Yep.
It's another 20.
Damn, those guys like you today.
Plus 9, 29.
9.
Just 9
Yeah.
to hide yourself. Oh boy.
Big
no.
Lilin.
Oh.
Can I roll if I can sense my pink friend? Since we are connected in some way,
was
is that
gonna-
something I can do?
Yes. I believe your prime skill was occult.
Mm-hmm.
And you may roll that.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
Being
because you're
so
kind
nice
of
today.
yeah, you're kind of well, you specified. I know who you're looking for, and you guys are connected on a very specific level. So this is something I would say you can try doing for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That is a 22.
2. Aisha, do you want to make any potential checks?
Not yet, because I know the first two things we have to do.
For sure. So, I'll go like in order. So, Ellie, you know, you as you're sitting and you're thinking and you're like slowly remembering, you besides knowing where generally town square is, so you know where the festival will be held, and that is also where you can kind of notice the decorations seem to amp up closer you get to that area.
Is it N8 or N5? Because both of those look like pretty big square type areas.
I will look really quickly. N8. It's N8.
Okay.
You know that a few things happen here. You know that this festival is specifically because it is specifically made to ward Strahd away. And you distinctively remember. You remember this, by the way. This festival, like when you were there, was actually kind of fun for you. Like people seemed happy and stuff. But
Yeah.
kind of as you try really hard to remember, you certainly do remember something that upset you because people seemed grossly happy about this. There is a part of the festival is to do away with people who were arrested for malicious unhappiness.
Oh.
You also know that people can be arrested for doing said things. You also are aware that speaking ill of the festival has been declared by the burgomaster of this village. So complete, not Irina and Ismark's family. That guy's dead. There's a different burgomaster for this one. But you know that the burgomaster has declared that anybody who speaks ill of the festivals is in league with Strahd.
Hey, can we define malicious unhappiness?
That I'm going to say right now. I'm going to say right now that is difficult. And that I would say, if anything, when the guard was warning y'all, that is the most she could say, as there was someone else with her.
Okay, can we define do away with?
There's
I don't know if you saw that, because it's not like every festival has ne'er-do-wells who are fucking unhappy.
I will make sure I tell the party about this.
I'm just like, are we saying exile? Are we saying execute?
It sounds like an easily exploitable festival now for anyone that is deemed malicious.
Well, don't let the guards hear you say that.
Okay, so when I said do away with, Ellie, the last thing you remember seeing is these criminals, donkey heads were placed on their heads.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. And that's all you kind of remember, because you did in fact go into the tavern afterwards.
Like real donkey heads, or like symbolic ones, or
it's hard to tell. I think just
I feel like I would remember that part. If it was a real donkey head or not.
Well, it's not like they were right in front of you.
Oh, okay.
You would have been done performing, and then in the crowd, maybe the townsfolk.
So my capacity when I was there was helping to perpetuate the festivities.
Yes.
Okay.
You were there. You were having a good time. I would say that you had a decent time, and then when it all kind of like starts to sour a bit, when your performance is done, and then a town guard would bring in people who were clearly prisoners, and then the donkey heads came out, and you're like, okay, wow, I'm gonna leave. I had a great time. I'd like to keep this memory good. Bye.
Oh.
Like, that is the kind of vibe. You, especially with your Vistani encampment being foreigners here, you have to respect rules lest you be kicked out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The wolves weren't that bad at the time, though.
I relay all the things.
Something strange going on.
Yep.
I'd be surprised, and I assume this is before we actually enter the town, because I wouldn't say this inside the walls. You'd be surprised what people will do when they're desperate.
All right, Chris, let's get your girl and get out of here.
I
Maria.
asked for Maria to try to stay in the wagon.
Is there a way for me in the wagon to have like eyesight or any like line
We
of sight?
established there are windows.
There are little ones, so you can see.
Okay.
However, with that 9 you rolled,
Yeah.
that's where things will become difficult. I think the windows provide very little for you to see at all. And so if you really want,
I'm just gonna put Christopher up to the windows to be my eyes.
yeah. So like here's the issue with you, like, and the windows, like I should be a little bit more clear. Your horns are what prevents you because
Yeah.
your eyes make things a little difficult. You kind of have to tilt your head a little bit
Yeah.
to get where you need to go, and when you do, your horns straight up prevent you from doing it.
Yeah.
This caravan is only so big, and I would say, like, even to get into the back, you have to turn your head like in awkward directions. You have to go in head first, and which is hard when you don't have full movement range of your head because of the crystal on your neck. So now this is seeing out the windows is super difficult, and if you want to see, you have to peek, and if you peek, you will be noticed. Yeah. I don't think, like, I think if anything, like, let's say you're walking around town, you can totally cover yourself semi-completely, like, so none of your more monstrous bits are, like, hanging out or anything like that, but you are also, like, over 7 feet tall with gigantic horns.
Yeah.
There's no way you're hiding the horns, there's no way you're hiding your height, and people will look at you and still be freaked out about it. You can hide, like, any parts of you that you would like to, but you cannot hide the fact that you're fucking huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's the height, it's the overwhelming height that will scare people.
Yeah.
And then Christopher. Christopher, you rolled, what was it, 22 occult?
Yes.
You enter the town. You are helping Maria with kind of whatever you see, you're relaying it. And when everything kind of starts looking the same to you, where it's just like, yeah, okay, town, like that kind of vibe, you start to kind of focus for Love, who is your sister. And you focus on the magic that you feel. Ever since Ellie kind of pointed it out, you've kind of been very aware of it now. Like if you were to like focus on where like your energy kind of lies, you feel a pressure like in your center. Just kind of like the whole like center part, so your chest, your torso and stuff like that. You feel like that's where actually all the energy is. And so you can like, you feel, if you focus on it, you can feel it extend outward to the rest of your limbs, to your head, and such. And what you do now is, now that you're able to kind of focus in on all of that energy in yourself, you choose to push it outward, not like casting a spell, but more so as if you're looking for that thread that holds you with possibly Love. You're hoping it's Love. It doesn't help that it is the same kind of pink that her magic is. You've seen it like enough times to know what her magic looks like. And if that is what your magic looks like, I would say like you can infer that maybe she did something. Love has always also been insanely powerful, by the way. The way she does her magic is pretty good. She is sort of well versed in it. She's learned, but also she was kind of I would say the equivalent of like a prodigy when you first met her. You remember these things. You remember she was very strong. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't let someone that young into the party.
Right.
Yeah, but she is very strong, and perhaps that also comforts you when you know that you're just not strong. You're not capable enough to follow this thread entirely. once you start getting into where more people are, you can pick up other magic users, and that starts to get really befuddled. Not just magic users, by the way, magic items and stuff like that. It's sort of like, because you guys are not the only travelers here. You guys are not the only people that can fight here, and you're also not the only people that know magic here. Bards exist. And so it's just sort of like it's becomes a little bit overwhelming. And so while you cannot pinpoint where Love is, you already know that she's here, and if anything, the connection that you feel will confirm that she is here. Where is very up in the air.
Okay.
I will say though, you do know the tavern glue with pink light, your pink light, her pink light at night in the cards.
The cards. Okay.
I'm assuming you're heading towards the tavern, right? That was the initial plan. Was that the initial plan?
Yes, yeah. We're gonna go basically a beeline for the tavern.
Beeline for the tavern. All right. So let's get you there. You're not going to be stopped by anyone or anything like that. As you kind of head towards where the tavern is, you will start seeing this rather large, nice looking building. Specifically, so gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation, and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall, and that is, of course, the Blue Water Inn. There are a lot of locals here, actually. This seems to be the main gathering place for said locals, but there are also a lot of foreigners. And people geared, I would say. I would say the equivalent of an adventurer's tavern. But one where the locals chill at, too, is the best way to put it. This is just like a gathering point. This is the gathering point. Yeah, what would you guys like to do? Go in, right?
I believe I have to stay in the caravan. Or the wagon.
Maria, what do you want to do? If you're more comfortable here, that's okay, but
Well,
wherever you want to go, I'm going to make sure you can go there.
I want to be able to support Christopher. But if my immobility at the moment, just due to my appearance, is something that will hold you back. Where's Christopher right now? Am I like, are you still in like my apron? Okay.
Yeah.
I like look I'm attempt to try and look down at you. Where would you like to go first? To see if there's any leads on your front?
Yeah, if we could, but I don't want to leave you behind.
I believe I will be fine. I wonder if there's anything that I can listen to or just get ahead of in terms of making more resources or healing potions for us. I don't mind that, everyone. I promise. I kind of like
I also
pick up Christopher to like lift up to either of you to take him.
If he could pout, he would.
I feel
but
it.
he cannot.
I
But
feel it.
I feel like Maria and Christopher are connected enough that she can pick up on subtle emotional switches in wood.
Yeah.
So, who are you handing me off to? Just so
Whoever
stuck with me.
whoever picks you up first. I think maybe more leaning towards Ellie.
yeah.
I feel like Aisha couldn't give a shit.
I'll
I would make you walk.
Aisha might chug me, honestly.
Ellie will
Cool.
will take him. and just kind of hold you like in her arms, like a doll. Not. I was like, she looks down. Would you stay if I put you on my other shoulder? How does Cardi react to that? Is what I want to know.
Cardi.
Bird on one, puppet on the other.
Cardi is a typically very chill individual.
Okay,
Oh, no.
he doesn't care.
However,
Oh.
at the prospect of losing the secondary perch, I don't know if you've ever seen what an offended bird with a mask looks like.
He just puffs up around the mask.
Just the feathers frill up a little bit, and
Oh.
Cardi's wing does in fact do this.
Never mind, I'll hold him.
Oh my gosh.
Like, if I would say, you get the vibe, you get the feeling, the emotions that if that okay, it's Christopher. If Christopher wants to stay, fine, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. Like, I will not. I refuse to be happy about this situation. If this was another bird, perhaps abandonment is what they would feel. You're pretty sure if this was a bird, the fact that Christopher is just like a little boy, like a little puppet wooden boy, that's okay. It's like Cardi's like, I understand.
Charity case.
I understand, but I don't want to be the bigger person. Like, it's very much like, how could you forsaken me like this?
I think
You know,
Christopher-
like that's the drama.
I think Christopher will just stare at the bird and then slowly just turn to Ellie and just be like, I can sit on your shoulder. I can sit on your shoulder any day. Put me up there.
Mortal
Okay.
enemy acquired. It's
She will put him up on her shoulder.
Nemesis
And
alert.
she looks to Cardi and she goes, "Can you just this one time,
I think Christopher
so
will just
I
like
can keep my
unnervingly.
hands free, please?"
I think Christopher will just like unnervingly stare at Cardi like a puppet.
Oh no.
Cardi now stares back at Christopher. So, the feeling, the answer you receive is shrug emoji, but like
Oh, boy.
dramatic. Like, fine,
Ugh.
fine, okay, I see. I have to share. This is Cardi's not dramatic like this. So this is hilarious.
Cardi does
This
not
is
like
new.
to share.
Yeah,
Cardi never has to share me. That's why.
Yeah, this is new, very new for Cardi.
Oh, God
and-
help anybody Ellie dates. Jesus Christ.
and so Cardi is.
If
yeah,
you play your cards right.
But now because Christopher is like deciding to stare at Cardi, Cardi's gonna
boy.
stare back because it's like you actual punk. All right, like just that's the vibe now where it's
Oh,
like,
boy.
was it not enough that you had to take my secondary perch, but
No.
now you choose to
Oh.
choose. All right, fucking
all
disrespectful.
said with pure energy and no words. I
No
just want to
words.
be so
There
clear.
is no words.
Um,
The bird doesn't talk to y'all.
He does
The
not.
bird sometimes talks to Ellie, and even then, it's more like conveying with pure emotion.
It's also a
So-
weird language. That
Yeah,
nobody
it's also
understands.
weird. Yeah. There's a lot of
Bird
things
language.
with Cardi that are. It's not even bird language. It is the language
No,
of the
Xylem.
undead. Period. Yeah.
Does he speak like Requiem or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
I
It
think
is
that's
Requiem.
correct.
It's Requiem or it's Necro. I'm pretty sure it's Requiem because Psychopumps are just cute like that. But yeah, so that's the emotion you're getting. Okay, perhaps Cardi's a theater kid. You don't know. It's rather dramatic, actually.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah, it's Necro. But yeah, please go ahead.
I think Maria will. I think in her mind, also with like my 9 deception or stealth, whatever. It was both the same modifier. Regardless, I think Maria will stay back, and I think while I'm in the caravan, like you can have a focus on everybody else for whatever they end up going for, but I would like to do perception checks for anything potentially interesting, like just hearing wise, and or crafting healing potions.
Yeah, I'll ask either Ismark or Irina to stay out here as well, because there's also the child, so having an extra person out here is safe.
Well, actually, I'll let you guys pick. Who do you want to come in with you, Ismark or Irina? This is important to know.
I know who Ellie wants to come with us.
I think Christopher would prefer Irina, mainly because if he's thinking about love, he thinks that maybe another soothing female presence might be better than a man. But I don't think he really conveys it. I think he's too busy staring Cardi down. But as a player, I will say that.
Despite what Ellie actually wants, she knows strategically Irina is the best choice.
Yeah, and I think just based on vibes, I think Irina, if a guard were to say something, she's more likely to fight a cop than Ismark is. So I think Irina has to come with us.
I love this. She does have.
That reasoning is gold.
I love
She
this
would
so
fight a
much.
cop.
She would fight a cop. As would we all.
Yeah. Aisha recognizes it as someone else who would fight a cop.
Okay.
I love this
So,
much.
Ismark will stay with the horses, with the horse, with Kaffa, and the caravan. And I believe the rest of you said you're going in, right? And I know Maria wants to keep an eye out for peculiar things. Does anybody else want to do the same or something similar?
I did want to say something to Maria before we head out. Ellie kind of looks at you and says, if it makes it any better, I would rather you not have to stay in the wagon. I just don't know what else to do. But if you decide you want to come out, I'll stand by your side. I just want you to know that.
I know that you all would. I just do distinctly remember the cause of Aisha and I first meeting. So I know that it will be complicated, and at the very least, it won't be forever. So please do what you can to help each other get any information that you need, and you needn't worry for me, but I appreciate that you do.
Well, if you decide you need anything, let me know.
I will.
All right, let's go. Can the two of you stop staring at each other? You're freaking me out.
Cardi relays, I'll stop when he stops.
Christopher, please. We need to focus on finding your friend. I will roll diplomacy if I must.
No, that's actually super. I think Christopher will, out of spite, just stare for 3 to 5 seconds longer, and then just slowly turn away. I also wanted to ask, once we head into the tavern, can I cast detect magic specifically once again on Love's magic to see if I can detect her in the tavern?
Yeah, I'll let you use it that way.
Sweet. I
That's
figured
pretty-
once it's concentrated in a place, it's easier
Yeah.
to do it than broadly.
It's actually pretty fucking cool. I'll give you a hero point for that because I like the use of it. So I'll give you that. All right.
Yeah, I think on the way in, I will just be like, it might be a little bit of a shock for Love to see you like this, so maybe we break the news slowly.
Or privately if we can.
Oh. I hadn't thought of that.
Look, if she's the kind of person that you say she is, I'm sure she'll understand and be kind, but just not shock her with the news.
No, you're right. Okay, I understand.
Plus, if we have to worry about our demeanors here and how we look, she says, looking pleasantly, very pleasant, it might be best to have her in a spot where she doesn't have to hide her expression.
Okay.
I don't know if that extends beyond the festival, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. All right.
As you enter the Cursor's doing this the minute Christopher gets off. Well, not gets off, but like stops staring. Cardi has a little victory sing, bopping like this, and then we'll you're gonna Christopher. I'm just gonna say you're getting side-eyed, but it's not the sole focus. Okay, it's just that we are all learning and understanding that because Cardi has never had to share Ellie before, Cardi is now feeling threatened.
Oh my god.
Christopher doesn't do this, but imagine if he just slowly reaches out and slowly like pets her hair as he like stares at Cardi.
Have you? Okay. I need you to know that Cardi's behavior is solely. Oh, so you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that would be so funny, please.
Cardi's behavior right now, I need you to know, is solely based on the fact that I found a new TikTok creator who has a very clingy parrot.
Oh my god,
And-
I love it.
And she herself is fabulous, by the way. The parrot is just incredibly clingy, and the video I saw was specifically the parrot inducing hypothermia on itself because it doesn't want to leave her while she takes a shower. And so it hides behind her neck to hide from the water, but also refuses to let her take a shower.
What the fuck is
And
happening?
so he's like shaking when it's done because he's soaked. But also he's like the way this child looks, fully like, I'm okay with going out like this. The parrot also fully like a child sucks on its feet, like a baby with the thumb. That's how it sleeps on her.
Now listen, I'm not a bird expert. I don't want to say anything to disparage this woman. This sounds like someone who needs a second parrot.
I believe so. But also, I don't know if that parrot's gonna take too kindly to share the mom now.
Oh no.
This is a very clingy bird.
I didn't
But
imagine
also-
Cardi to be all that super protective or
I don't think Cardi
attached.
I don't think Cardi is that clingy. But I do think Cardi is a bird that's never had to share. And Cardi's also not a bird, but like is in bird form. Just Cardi's never had to share before, okay, y'all. So like a clingy pet is not
He's
happening.
a whole ass scribe of the dead. Not
Mhm.
really a bird.
Anyways,
Anyway.
you enter. The tavern is like full of people. They seem to be enjoying themselves. You hear talking, you hear revelry, you hear music. Something smells pretty good. You know, it's actually rather lively here. It's rather nice. It kind of reminds you a little bit of the Blood of the Vine Tavern back in the village. However, that one was like scarcely missing people, and the vibes of that tavern were kind of purely sustained by the sisters when you think about it. The sisters and any visiting Vistani. This one, however, does in fact look like your stereotypical adventurer's tavern. Christopher, I think you the most feel very somewhat comforted because that's kind of like your vibe. This is your vibe. Back when you were you were hot back when you were hot, okay?
Don't remind
What are
me,
you talking? What are you
please.
talking about? He's still hot. He's just a hot puppet instead of a man. I don't know.
I actually ship Cardi and Christopher now.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Cardi-
somebody will draw Cardi as like a humanoid like figure, and then my ship cannot be held.
You have no idea what I have.
I was gonna say, I feel like, well, headcanon, I know we're getting off topic, I'm so sorry. Cardi is definitely like could not be a man, is pure monstrosity. Pure nightmare fuel.
I'm a monster fuck.
Maybe
No, I
even-
can't say that.
maybe
I actually
even
can't say that
better,
on
yeah.
stream. I can't say that on stream.
Yes, you
I'm
can.
Yes,
I'm
you
a
can,
monster
as do we
lover.
all.
No, you can say monster fucker.
We've been cursing
Monster
so
fucker.
much this stream.
Josephine runs is the
A
co-host
podcast.
of Monster Fuckers Anonymous. We're okay. You could say
I
it.
am.
That's
It's-
it.
I literally
I love
just
that you
wrote.
will be fine, LMAO, in the chat.
I literally just wrote an entire presentation on why Garrus Vicarian is the best romance in Mass Effect. If that does not scream monster fucker, I don't know what does.
I see, we're all in good company then. Okay, well then, come at me, Cardi.
Nightmare fuel and all.
I'm gonna say is you don't know shit about Cardi.
Yeah,
Besides
but I
the
want
fact that
to.
you
That's
can-
the point.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Besides the fact that as a summoner, you can alter Cardi's current form to whatever you see fit, add to it, make it bigger, make it smaller. You don't actually know what Cardi looks like. Cardi just
Make it a puppet.
chooses to
I dare you.
look like this. You don't actually know what Cardi looks like, what Cardi should look like.
I just manifested him as a bird.
Yes. Or rather, you manifested him. You
I didn't
manifested.
really,
you
I didn't really
manifested a
manifest him,
connection.
did I? He
No,
was given
you-
to me.
What you did was you established a connection with a force.
Mm.
This is what the force chooses to look like for you, but you know that you can alter it. That Cardi has given you that much control over
no.
their appearance. But you don't know what Cardi actually is besides Psychopump, but Psychopump is vague. It's like saying you're a Kitsune. Very vague,
True.
but specific.
Okay.
So,
Anyway,
back
sorry.
to the end.
I got us
Okay.
so off track. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. You're still technically talking about,
Yeah.
the group. You just, it's just occurring to you maybe now, maybe in character. You actually don't know much about Cardi.
Hmm.
Maybe that's something you want to tackle later. Who knows? Either way, very busy, kind of enjoyable in experience. And so you have to go all the way to the bar in order to get attention of the staff here, because they're not busy, but they're not gonna seek you out or anything like that. You have to go to them, because for all they know, you're here to see a friend and then leave, And when you do approach, there is a rather rugged man.
Oh.
He is like Southeast Asian human looking. His hair is kind of like getting salt and peppery a little bit. But still, I would say, when I say salt and peppery, actually, I should actually just say kind of similar to Rogue from X-Men, the way the white kind of jumps in. It looks more like highlights a little bit, but kind of specifically at the front. His hair looks, I would say his hair looks thick and well kept. Everything else about him is he's wearing common clothing, but common clothing that looks nice, not commoner like the village and stuff. And everything in the village was fucking sad, bro. His clothing is actually colorful. There's a lot of purples and blues with what he wears. He rolls his sleeves up. He's just cleaning the countertops. He looks like to be a rather approachable and semi-jolly individual. And he doesn't speak to you first. He does make eye contact with y'all as he notices you. You will have to basically approach, because otherwise he's just taken notice that you have entered.
Is he
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
would
blind.
definitely.
I have to ask this question.
He's hot. He's hot. He's hot. He's hot.
Cool.
I think Aisha spent enough time here that she feels comfortable just like walking up to the bar Um,
Oh, actually, you're right. And he probably would recognize you once, like, maybe you take your hat off or something when you enter the establishment, and it's like this recognition. He goes, "As I live and breathe, Monster Hunter!"
yeah, it's me.
Oh, oh, sure. Oh, I owe someone like 5 gold. That's fine. That's fine. I surely thought you perished out there.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. No one told me that there's magic fog here that teleports you places. So,
I thought, I thought mysterious monster hunter showing up. Surely you would know about the magical fog.
why would I know about the magical fog? I was here for days.
Well, surely somebody else would have told you about the magical fog. It wasn't my job to tell you about the magical fog, was it?
Listen, everybody assumed somebody else was going to tell me about the magical fog. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying, like, anyway, we're here for a specific reason. There's been someone who arrived here, I think after I did, maybe a pink tiefling travels with a little cat.
Yeah. She said her name was. God, it came in 3s.
Love, I believe.
Yes, love lies bleeding.
Is
Question.
she still here?
She's only been here for a few days. She comes in and out, like anyone else does. Pays her tab, real good. The cat is well trained, so not much else really. But yeah, she has a room here. I don't know where she is right now. She's left for the day.
All right, fair enough. Think I'll just like glance over at Christopher. What do you want to do?
Before Christopher, before you speak, because you glance over and he is watching y'all, he's gonna look and there's another point of recognition and he goes, "Is that one of Blinsky's toys? I didn't think you were a fan."
Well,
Just something we picked up along the road.
Nice. Oh, this one looks.
he's
this
wonderful
was-
quality, isn't he? I had him specially made.
Yeah. I was gonna say this quality is kind of. It's been a while since I've seen, because this is like an older style, but like to see one this well kept is actually really impressive.
Well, I happen to take care of my things, so. And she keeps like a respectful distance away from this guy as soon as he starts taking notice of Christopher. I will roll deception if you want me to.
Yes, and Christopher
I-
also rolled deception if you want to stay quiet. If not,
Yes, I do. I also want to know what happened to my detect magic.
yes. That one I would also need an occult roll. I forgot to ask you for that. My bad.
Oh, you're fine. So I'm doing deception and
Deception
is-
and occult.
unnatural 20 for deception, and occult is a 19.
I also got an unnatural 20, 11 plus 9 for deception.
So, what was the occult roll again? My bad. I'll give you that one first.
A 19.
19. Okay. Once again, you're doing your thing as you're also keeping quiet, trying to play this toy role. Traces of love all over here. It's almost as if you can pinpoint where she's been. Like you can see it, like it's nodes in time or memory. You're not sure, but you can see that she's been here. You can hear her laughter. You can feel her warmth, which is kind of insane because you don't feel that anymore. so you know she's here. You know, like he's not lying about that. Like she comes in and out. She's not here now. That much I'll give you. You don't know you don't know where or like her room is or anything like that, either. But you know that he's not lying about her coming in and out from here, and that she clearly does stay here, and stuff. So that much you understand.
I think upon that realization, since Christopher, since I am so closely posed, like on Ellie's shoulder, my tiny wooden hand will like curl, like hand behind her neck, so it's like not visible, but like will like curl into her clothes, because I have to like restrain myself from like reacting to, you know, the knowledge that she's here and that she's so close that I can genuinely feel her.
You're both keeping up the Christopher is a toy
Puppet.
lie. Yeah. You cannot tell if he has noticed anything or not. That much I will give you. You believe Cardi does this. Cardi does this to help distract him.
He's
Go
assisting.
Cardi! Go
And-
Go
Cardi!
Cardi.
in that moment, like you believe that you are doing a good job keeping this up. He will look at Cardi and be like, is that a crow?
Of sorts.
We prefer ravens here. Not an issue to your bird or anything. Just you know, if I apologize if my ravens pick on him. They're kind of Oh, I tried to raise them well, but they're kind of bullies.
I feel
see,
bad
like-
for anyone who tries to bully that bird.
I was gonna say, Aisha definitely can see a very mischievous look get on Ellie's face. If your birds are smart, they won't.
Oh, I trust that that after perhaps one or two attempts, they'll figure out that this bird is this is the most jacked crow I've ever seen. Well, are you all looking for a room?
Are you the owner of
Possibly.
this establishment?
We might make other arrangements, but we'll let you know.
Yeah. I will make. I'll keep. Is this your whole lot?
Got a couple more friends waiting with the carriage.
Then I'll set aside at least 2 rooms for you both. And yes, young miss, I am the owner of the establishment. I didn't introduce myself. I'm sorry. Long day. And he will offer a hand, which looks it looks rough, like work all his life. You can see even kind of where the roughness of his skin builds. Like he wasn't lying about raising birds. It's just he certainly raised birds with no fucking gloves, kind of vibes. And he'll offer his hand. He'll say, the name is Erwin Matrikov.
Nice to meet you, and she'll shake his hand. You may call me Ellie.
Ellie, hi, Aisha. I remember your name. I just like calling you Monster Hunter. It's a fun title. Puppet, you and Irina will also kind of shake his hand and be like, I'm Irina. And there is a very strange look that he gets. And then he'll look to the rest of you and go, you might want to stop by Blinsky's when you have the chance. It's not like that crazy fucker is going anywhere. But you, and he points to Irina, and kind of he's been very jolly, but he gets a little bit more serious in tone, and he goes, just out of I don't know what is a situation you're in, but out of respect, you might want to also keep a low profile. I believe you will freak out when you see it.
It? It?
It's you should see it because I'm not sure how to say it. So Blinsky's that's near it's near center of town. Just in case it really is near the town square. You can't miss it. It You'll know it.
I guess we're gonna swing by Blinsky's later.
Yeah, Blinsky's toys.
Out of character, I go, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, the best way to put it is you do not need to roll for the weird confusion that he has, but it's like concerned confusion where it's like
Bro.
you can try to pry out more information, but he is very unsure of how to relay any of it to you besides please go see it for yourself.
And, do you not think that with how things are in this town that it might be good to have a little bit better of a warning? I could give you some parchment if you need to write it down.
Did you hear that scream?
Nope.
Okay, thank God.
Does your mom scream laughing on the phone?
She screamed laughing at my dad, and then called him like an idiot in Hindi. So yeah, they're having a good. They're probably having tea time right now. That's fine. He kind of makes a face and just goes, nah. You just really need to see it for yourself.
It's fine. We'll figure it out. It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome back here anytime. I'll keep 2 rooms available just in case. It gets a little bit busy when the festival stuff starts happening. So.
Fair enough.
The weekly festival.
The weekly festival.
Okay.
Actually, because I didn't warn you before, don't talk. Don't be talking shit about it.
I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're just gonna step outside and catch our friends up on information and figure out what we're gonna do next.
Be seeing you, and he will turn and go to attend to like the next thing. Other things to note, because you were like staring at the bar and stuff like that, there's a lot of wine barrels, barrels of other things to drink as well, but the wine itself has a like a logo or like a brand, really not it's all from, it basically gets all of its stock from the exact same place.
Interesting.
I would say it's very notable. Like you're just kind of like, oh, okay, that's a bottle. The bottle has that brand logo thing. Okay, that's over there. You peek in back. It's like all of it from the exact same place.
Is it a logo we recognize?
Sadly, I don't think any of you would recognize it.
That's fine.
Maybe Ellie. I would allow Ellie actually society because she's been in Barovia the longest, and Maria's not with y'all, so she can't make it at all.
Okay. Society, you said? 25?
You're pretty sure that is there is like a, oh goodness, I believe it is the Wizard of the Wines Winery.
Oh, okay.
You're pretty sure the same wine is, at least the sisters back in Barovia did have some of that wine as well. They had other wines, but that was like, you recognize the logo from there as well.
Okay. Is it wine that's like known to be good, generally speaking?
Yeah, it's pretty good wine. You know that you would probably know that the winery is pretty fucking huge. Like, So it's not a small like little thing; it's a big thing, and that's why they supply.
Supplies a lot of
Yeah,
places.
they supply it to most of Barovia, is what you would bet, just based on kind of like your understanding of it.
Okay.
It's just weird that this place has all of it. You know, this ain't the winery. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hmm.
So it's weird to me that they have a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I take note of that. I'll share it when we're in private.
Yep. And I believe you are all popping back out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get away. I don't like this guy. I don't like him. He freaks me out. I don't know if that's warranted at all because I didn't really do like an insight.
Vibes are vibes.
Yeah.
If you would like to do a vibe check before you leave, that's also fine. Like if you want mechanical, whatever.
Yeah, I
But-
kind of do. I don't really like this guy's vibe. I assume that's just perception.
Perception, yeah.
Pathfinder, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, that was actually good. 28.
He's very clearly hiding something.
That's not everybody in this town.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he's just he doesn't care if you are aware of it. It very much is it your business? No. So you're not gonna know.
Okay.
That like it's a very like matter of fact kind of vibe. All of the ravens, however, as you kind of step out, you like look, you're like, that's a lot of fucking ravens for this building. Is a little creepy. I would say you, because you're feeling creepy, it feels creepy.
Okay.
Just also based on like the handshake and stuff like that, like, you know, you're pretty sure, like, yes, he raises them, yes, he owns this establishment, yes, he's clearly in charge and people like him, and yes, he's charismatic. He's just he really is just like that whole does the barkeep know everything? Yeah, that's what you're getting. Yeah, and he's sussing y'all out the same way you are sussing him out.
Okay.
So he is not an average commoner, I will say.
The birds aren't normal either.
The birds are not normal either. You are
Yeah, if-
outside.
I'll
sorry,
mutter to Cardi, don't get into any fights unless they attack first.
Yeah, if I notice Ellie looking uncomfortable, I think Aisha just goes, you get used to weird cryptic barkeepers when you go on more adventures. Chris knows about it.
That's fair enough.
I'm sorry, it was Joe's face like you were deciding if Chris knew about it, and then yeah, Chris knew about it.
I guess you could say recent events have changed my outlook somewhat.
Yeah. The thing is, to be the person that everybody tells their secrets, you also have to be the person who doesn't share anybody's secrets.
That's fair.
As you reconvene with the rest of the group, you will all also notice that Irina does take that warning. She heeds that warning, and she kind of with her dupatta, which is a sheer-ish veil of sorts that she kind of wraps around. She will like kind of wrap it tighter because she prefers it loose. She wears it kind of like South Asian style, where it is out of modesty. She does not take it off. She's clipped it or pinned it with like bobby pins at this point while traveling and stuff like that with y'all. But she kind of actually makes it a little bit tighter. Like it's noticeable, just to kind of keep that low profile, if sorts. And as y'all reconvene together as a group, we're gonna take our break, I think. All right. You have all regrouped outside of the Blue Water Inn. Maria, you were chilling with Ismark, by the way, this whole time. Is there any like conversation or anything you'd like to do? Because at the most, he would definitely check on you to make sure that you're feeling okay, because because of the circumstance.
Yeah.
But also, he's just kind of like, you want me to get you something? I can get you something.
I think I'm just sort of let him know that, like, let's just be aware and perceptive of, like, the conversations that happen around us. If there's anything that is interesting or comes up, let's just, like, it's maybe a little bit better if we pretend that, like, I'm not in here. So I know that's very strange, as Mark, but let's just see what we can hear. Well,
Yeah, I mean, like, if that's what you want to do, I just don't want to, like, pretend that you're not here, like, on purpose and be weird.
I appreciate it. No worries.
Okay.
So, and
I'll
I
shut
would
up
like to do a perception, blah blah blah, to see, or just listen and see what people are talking about as they pass.
now. Yeah, perception rules then.
Oh, bye. That's gonna be a 21.
21. Ismark also rolled really high. So I think you can kind of understand that people are kind of getting ready for the festival again. You understand that you're close to town square, actually. You're not too far away. You're like maybe a couple blocks realistically away, so like you could go there pretty easy. You you're picking up that there's some like murmurings and stuff of people who are mostly excited about the festival, but some mention, like, you get the vibe of they're kind of tired, but they can't be tired. They cannot be tired on the streets. You can be tired at home. Like, that is the kind of mentality that not everybody is feeling up to this. But based on what Ellie said about people getting arrested for being depressed or anything else like that, that is something that they cannot afford to do right now. You will take note of the serious amount of guards around here. There's a lot of guards. When I said being a guard was like the primary occupation, it feels more like that. Like they're just hiring more and more people, or more and more people are becoming it. There are uniformed guards. There are mercenaries of some sort. Like, it looks like there are guards for the equivalent of noble houses here. So perhaps the rich people are now also hiring private security. And you can kind of see that, or at least maybe that's what Ismark tells you, and you're taking note of it, that he is noticing different uniforms. And then you hear him go, "What the fuck?" And he he's like standing, like, basically, like, he's sitting like kind of close so that way you can speak to him, like, through the cubby area that leads to the person who drives the cart. And he just starts, he agreed to ignore you, sort of, but he's been really bad at that. He's just been feeding you information casually, but you understand that any kind of form of him being casual about this is gone, as he starts mumbling, like, there are dolls that look like my sister.
Wait, what?
In what fashion are they strung up in any
There are
particular way?
children playing with little dolls that look like Irina.
Strahd's influence is everywhere.
If you choose to take a peek, which you can, and I would say you don't need to roll.
I will.
Because Ismark is large and he would like move a little bit so you can see. There are full-on little girls, little boys with like dolls that do look. They have a striking resemblance to Irina.
Are they like dolls made like Christopher, like me, like out of wood and stuff, or are they like hand sewn like puppets?
Let me double check before I feed you the wrong information. Um, um, I would say that yes, they're a little bit like you. They're not like plush dolls or anything like that. They're a little bit like wood. I would say it's like, think of it like a Barbie doll, but with no plastic. It's wood instead.
Got it. Can I do a perception check to see if we
I was-
were made by the same manufacturer?
Do y'all?
Because we were.
You're
I'm-
not here yet.
Yeah, I was
You're
gonna
not
say.
here yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh.
But that
Um,
I would say that's what Maria and Ismark
Got it.
see.
I'm gonna
for sure
go
they're like that.
tell Ismark. I don't think we can leave quite yet, but it's not. I don't think it's safe for Irina to be out and about quite either. Why don't you go get everyone? Or I don't know. Whatever Irina would like to do is what I would like to prioritize, but this is strange. We need to cover her up or something along those lines.
There is one more bit of information that you will get
Come on, man.
before everybody reconvenes. You go back maybe to the back of the cart or something like that to kind of process what you just saw, and to also maybe let Ismark process a little bit too. But it's going to be real difficult seeing that, and it's not like him as a grown ass man can be chasing kids off in a random town. It's not cool, so he's kind of just forced to watch kids play with the equivalent of a Irina Barbie doll. You hear, you don't know who says it, but you overhear people whispering or mumbling. Everything started getting worse when that pink one showed up.
We need to reconvene immediately.
And you do. Y'all are coming out of the tavern. You are immediately kind of met with a very... Ismark's sweating. He has a very, he's very good at hiding a lot of his weariness, his tiredness, his shock for the most part. He looks very kind of distraught and kind of stressed out a little bit, kind of just at the idea that you guys certainly did make an effort to come here, and it seems to be worse. At least to him, it feels worse. And he's just gonna kind of like usher y'all to get in the cart. Firstly, you could make a perception roll to try and get a glimpse of the doll, I would say, because y'all OOC are aware of the doll. So perception rolls to get a glimpse of it, because, you know, kids play, they're gonna run around. There's a lot of people here.
Are we all rolling perception rolls?
If you want to get a look at the doll. Because, like, out of character, y'all know about the doll. I don't know if you want to see it in character or not, you know.
28.
I had a 21, so I feel like I just get a glimpse.
Um,
20.
20. And Ellie, are you rolling or no?
I said 28.
20. Okay.
Sorry.
You full on see the doll, Ellie. And I think, you know, you're allowed to feel the way you want to feel, but that's an Irina doll. It's actually accurate. It matches, it's down to the dupatta. It matches her outfit right now.
Right? Mm.
And as for Christopher and Aisha, you know, the kids, they're running around, they play. You get a glimpse of it. I think it's the dupatta you guys both see, and you know, Irina wears a distinct one, so it just like that wave of deja vu before realization, and then you can confirm it with just Ellie, with Ismark, and actually with Irina, who also fully saw it and kind of like if all the color could drain from her face, it does.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get into the wagon.
Yeah, let's do that.
Christopher. Love is pink. She's a pink tiefling, you said?
Yes.
I believe something has corrupted her while she's been in town. Apparently, either these dolls came before or were planned, or Love had something to do with all of these looking like Irina.
Wait, hold on. How do we figure that?
The townspeople are saying everything has been worse since she has landed in town.
No, she would never.
And I believe that she would never. I also believe there may be something wrong with her.
I don't know if we can jump to that conclusion just yet. Madame Ava told us that Strahd has been keeping an eye on Love, and I think we know what happens when Strahd keeps an eye on someone. Whatever's going on might not be her fault, but I think it's best for all of us if we find her quickly and get out of here.
I don't believe it to be her fault either, but her current actions we need to watch out for.
Okay, but I don't think it's her. I think it must be absolutely unrelated to her, and this probably Strahd's fault.
I believe that too.
And you can tell probably, especially you, Maria, that he's like trying more to convince himself than anybody else, but
I am afraid I am unable to do much while outside, but Irina, it's unfortunate to even have to suggest to borrow your appearance as well, but is there anything that you'd like to do? I think we could perhaps hide your appearance a bit easier than mine.
Irina will kind of clear her throat a little bit. Like she's been processing and like taking in all the information and then what she just saw. So it takes her a little bit to like fully respond. You get a lot of ums and yas, like she's following along to a degree, and then kind of just stops freaking out. It's like she wills herself to stop freaking out. Goes, yeah. I have more clothes. I can maybe change my clothes. I've been wearing the same traveler's outfit for a while.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we can give you some privacy so you can change and... Alright, there's a couple of things that we have to do. I think we need to find Love sooner rather than later, because waiting around is seeming less and less pleasant. Also, for some reason, there's something that we're supposed to go see at Blinsky's that I don't know if it's just the dolls or if it's more than the dolls, but Christopher's body was also made by Blinsky, so I think that's a trip worth taking. And then I think we just gotta do everything we can do in this town and get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so above table. Where would you like to go next? Because there's quite a few things you can do. You still gotta return Arabelle.
Yeah. Well, that's
Right.
outside of the west gate. So I
Mhm.
think that I think once we leave through the west gate, it might just be best to not come back. So let's do what we can do in Vallaki and then go. Is my suggestion.
If Arabelle is fine with that, I think that's fine.
Agreed.
If you're going to try, because Arabelle's been here, if you're gonna try and convince her, I would say diplomacy check. But she's also 7, so like, yeah.
Yeah, my fear is more her running off. So as long as she doesn't do that, then
I was gonna say it's more so to because she trusts y'all right now, but you are all
Mhm.
still also a group of strangers, right? And now you're
Yeah.
saying you're going back on something that you made her understood what you were going to do originally. So it's sort of like, you know,
I
she's
did
just
I did change that is changing the plan.
yeah,
So if
she is a 7-year-old by herself technically. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. This
Can
is also a very
I
22
scary
on
place.
diplomacy, if that matters.
can I get advantage on diplomacy roll because I'm pulling Tiny into this
Yeah.
and telling Tiny to okay, cool. Just to
Roll
like maybe
diplomacy.
keep sweet. Just like maybe calm her down or make her like realize that we're not abandoning our plan. 22.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think with both of those roles, you understand that she will listen and she will follow y'all along. She's grown up here. She knows that things are not safe and things are scary as well. And if two of you look very disturbed right now because of the Irina dolls alone, she's like, okay, well, that's enough, like, kind of for her to use her big girl brain to understand what's happening. She is, I would say, you've already understood that she acts rather mature for her age. Like, she has a better comprehension in terms of, like, you know, if a kid got kidnapped and then put on a boat with a zombie, they probably just start crying.
yeah,
She hasn't done that yet.
really
So it's
quickly, does it make sense for us to split up to cover more ground?
I think so. I think we don't want to all of us to be seen all at once, potentially, at the very least. If we can confuse or something, especially Christopher and Irina, and unfortunately me, I think Strahd could be very well made aware of our entrance. Or something.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna suggest. Ellie and I can go look for love. Cardi can scout from above. The rest of you go to Blinsky's, and then we'll meet up back here. How close are we to sunset? How close is it to dusk?
It's getting, I would say sunset is a couple hours, like 2 hours solid. And with how on edge people seem to be, I would say that if you choose to go outside the city, they might not let you back in at night because
That's
night is
fine.
not safe. Opening gates, not safe.
So then let's meet at the west gate by dusk.
Okay. That sounds fine. How about... Where is Ismark and Irina in this? Should we have Irina come to Blinsky's and then at the very least someone can drive the caravan over to that shop, and I can use it as a bit of cover.
Yeah, I think Ismark should drive the three of you to Blinsky's, for one, so that you can hide, and two, so that you're going to be further away from the gate. You're going to need the horse to get there faster.
All right. I'll take Christopher from Ellie.
I'm listening to y'all, by the way. I'm just looking for a fucking bookmark. Because we might be jumping around just in case I need to
Christopher-
bookmark stuff.
I think Christopher in this moment, even though he's distraught about love and clinging to the idea that oh, good morning, that it cannot be love, I think he will still like stare down Cardi and like slowly wave. See you soon, buddy.
Ellie just shakes her head.
Something is
She gives
born.
Cardi a look. She gives Cardi a look. Don't
Something
do
is
it.
born in this moment, you know? Even if it's one-sided, and that one side is me, the player, something is born in this very moment.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I love the rivalry that's blooming here. Okay.
Love tracking team. You may use whatever you'd like to use to try and find her. Ellie, you because you understand Christopher's magic, and you kind of also understand that while Christopher has a part of himself that is clearly himself, a lot of this magic shit is not his. Like, it's borrowed. It's very clear, like, witch stuff. You understand that, so that is another form of way you could try and track love. Otherwise, you may choose to do however you'd like. Cardi is also a separate thing, so you can do it twice. Cardi can
Okay.
do one thing, you can do another thing. That is a whole thing. Bimi Aisha is just goated. Do what you'd like for tracking, and then let me know. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say yes to it. It's gonna make sense.
I don't have any like abilities that help me here. I'm just straight up boots on the ground, gather information. I'm just like
Asking
I'm just asking people, like, have you seen this girl? Have you seen the girl in the milk carton?
Yeah, I think I might try to. Actually, before I say this, has Christopher disclosed to the party that he is using detect magic to focus on one particular kind of magic? Because I'm just curious if that's something he has told the group about, that he's trying to do that to locate her.
No, because when he did do it, it was in the moment where he was pretending to be a puppet.
Okay.
So I don't think there was enough time for him to whisper, like, I'm doing this to find her. I think it was a very, like, selfish act.
Okay. I was gonna say, if she knew about it, she would try to copy the same thing, but she doesn't, so gonna skip that. Would an occult roll be... Would that be, like, occultism to try to... just full on, like, try to feel out that energy, since I can kind of sniff it out as a kitsune?
So, I think if you would like, because I think if you're not doing the same thing that Christopher is doing, if you would like to make an occult roll or performance, because I allow it, you're a bard, you could use the tarot cards again.
Okay.
That is a form of divination technically, but also the way tarot cards in Pathfinder 2e kind of fall all over the place in the best way possible.
Okay.
So I would allow that, and you are a bard, so I would also allow performance. It's just you might be a little bit more theatrical versus doing a straight up occult reading.
I'm gonna do occultism, because that feels better to me. I'm gonna use my hero point.
I was gonna say, you guys have hero points.
That was a 7. That would have been a total of 14. I don't think that would be good enough. Okay, that's better. 23? 23. Yeah.
23. And Mimi.
So I got a 19 on the die. That's a 27.
27. What did you roll? Did you roll society or something?
Oh, that's just diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Damn,
Wow.
you be go. Aisha was goaded. All right. I'm gonna do like a combo here. Aisha, you go around and you ask. You milk carton this kid. And asking around actually gets you a lot of information in general. You understand that just by like talking and stuff, some people have recognized you from before because you were in fact the mysterious girl that just fell onto the gates. That was after, like you also have done other things in this town, so some people recognize you. They do address you as Monster Hunter, by the way. And it's very Bloodborne-y. Hello there, Hunter, like that kind of vibe. You understand that there are a lot of guards, and I mentioned before there were like some rich people doing private guard stuff. A part of said private guards, there is the burgomaster has always had a really fucking violent guy. Like he is not only am I gonna ask you questions while I'm punching you, but like it's just I'm gonna punch you and get away with it. Like full on fucking cop behavior, gross. Okay, he has one of those. He also recently acquired an archer who is looking for the pink girl. There is a few other things you acquire. So like the pink girl is kind of the looking for the pink girl, by the way, is very new. She's been here for a few days. The more people are looking for her now on a burgomaster level. So the burgomaster is kind of looking for her. That much you can acquire. You also understand that there is a woman here, another rich woman, who fucking hates him and is very open about hating him, which is not safe, knowing that people can just get arrested now for disagreeing with what the burgomaster has declared. There's a woman, she goes by Lady Fiona Watcher. Okay? And she has been quoted saying, "I'd rather serve the devil than a madman." She does, in fact, own a house here, and you will know where the location is. That is another thing. You also know that people have been seeing purple flashes of light emanating from the attic of the burgomaster's house. Purple, not pink, but some people are confusing the two. They're very openly confusing the two, but there are some people where you kind of believe the purple more. Some people talk about the Vistani camp out in the woods southwest of town. And most people in this town are very friendly towards that said Vistani encampment. They're like, their usual rapport is very healthy, but it is becoming strained because of all the fucking wolves appearing and stuff. You also know that Strahd has made a visit or two here. People have reportedly seen Strahd walking about. They thought the wolves were Strahd. They thought the mist was Strahd. They're not sure where it's happening now, but this is where more contentment for the festival is stemming from, because now it's not working. And that's where you believe you can deduce that perhaps the blame is being put on anyone new here. And there are kind of a few new people. Somehow you don't get considered new for them because you're the monster hunter. If anyone's gonna do anything about all of this fucking shit, it's you. And lastly, in terms of locating where Love is, she goes in and out of the city. She has been around. She has been around the entire town. She's visited places. She usually stays at the Blue Water Inn. That much you already knew. But she actually full on leaves towards the Vistani encampment. So southwest. That is the gate she exits from. And she does leave the village and then return by nightfall. So they let her back in. And then she stays in the tavern. People do not know what she's doing outside because why would you leave? That sounds scary. But that much they have seen. That's a lot of information. If you need me to repeat anything, by the way, I will. You just happen to roll very fucking high for asking
No, I think
people
that's
general things.
that's good. That's great. So if we head towards the southwest gate, I get the feeling we will at the very least cross paths with her on the road.
Yeah, she's very noticeable.
Yeah.
Is a thing. For you, Ellie,
Yes.
you consult with the cards.
Okay.
You are beginning to understand when Madame Eva said that these cards kind of work for you. They really, really do. The connection is almost instant in giving you relatively the information you want. What you see is I'm assuming your questions are very love centered, right?
Yes.
Like for her. So you kind of see the card that pulls up from the past reveals what she has been potentially doing here for a bit. Besides seeking refuge and the fact that you can probably determine that the eyes that you see in the background of Love doing anything might in fact be Strahd, because that is the vibe you're getting. It's very piercing eyes in the background, unbeknownst to this girl. She herself is sneaking around, looking for things, looking for information. That's what it looks like. That is what you're getting. She is seeking out specific information in this town while being stalked, basically, by Strahd. Stalked in the way of you understand that Strahd is very interested in very powerful, beautiful things. And the vibe is perhaps the similar way that Irina is being stalked, in which there is something else. There is something on Strahd's agenda, and it gives you just that foreboding feeling of omen. I will clarify, none of this is romantic. But if it's not romantic, it's kind of fucking holy shit.
It's ominous.
Very ominous. The present, you see her in the woods. You see the Vistani encampment. She is approaching, and then she disappears in the card. Like she disappears, magic, like invisibility.
Oh, okay.
And then the future card is surrounded by the mist, by the fog. And you're pretty sure it's because there is no determined future yet. There's a lot of things that could be happening. There's a lot of ways. And this card cannot give you that information at all, because there's just so many paths that could happen. A lot of things are intertwining, and if you try to push for the card to give you an answer, it pushes back.
But I have a good feeling that she disappeared because she entered the camp. Because you can't really, unless you're in with the Vistani, you can't really.
Well, you're
the Vistani.
Yes and no, because your camp was also protected by a very powerful mage, Madame Eva.
Yeah.
You don't know if there's any powerful mages there, right? You also are aware that Love is a powerful mage. So it's a lot of things could be happening, and the future card is not giving you is actually giving you zero information besides the fact that there is a lot of ways that this could end. But it did in fact give you a confirmed location. So when you do regroup with Aisha, You basically have a very good idea of where love is, but also all that other shit that Aisha got. Like a fucking list of problems.
Okay, do I get any sense that the disappearing and the shrouded future are because of Vistani magic or because of love? Like, did love pick up on the fact that I was looking for her?
Perception, I would say, is what would be needed rather than any of the magic rules now, because this is kind of you inferring.
I did not roll well. La la la. Perception. That's a measly 13. I rolled a 3 on the die.
Oh, it's really hard to tell.
Fuck
It's
me.
I
Okay,
think
cool.
I think that future card is messing with you a little bit because it's so uncertain, and therefore now you are uncertain about love disappearing. Yeah, there's a lot of magic at play, there's a lot of power at play, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of unknowns at play as well. But what you do understand is that love came to town in search of something. She has done her work in finding what she is looking for. All the while Strahd was there. And now she is at the Vistanian camp.
Okay.
When you and Aisha regroup, is there anything you'd like to do before I move on to the next group?
When I see her, I'm just like, I think I know where we need to go. I have a feeling it's not gonna be fun or easy.
Yeah, I've also got a pretty good idea. I'm just gonna fill you in on everything I learned by just asking around, including like just the local gossip stuff about the Burgermeister and about Lady Fiona and all that other stuff. And then say, so I think our best bet now is just wait by the gate, and when the others catch up, we'll go out to the camp together.
Sounds good.
And before we move on, because I'm assuming you guys are walking towards the gate, you're gonna go there. But before we move on, could you both make me a perception check for me?
Sure.
Sure, just a random mysterious perception check, no problem. 23.
Motherfucker. Sorry. Balance for my my nat 20s earlier. That's a nat 1.
Ellie, you're very you're either very focused or you're unfocused. That is completely up to you. You could be very focused on doing what's next because everything is so tense right now and you're a little frazzled by everything, or overwhelmed or whatever. You can also be incredibly unfocused because of all of that magic you had jammed in just around and stuff. It's been a lot. So you need to just kind of take a moment to almost disassociate for a little bit and just come back to it when you feel good. Aisha, not only do you feel like you're probably being watched, you're pretty sure that there's something else that Madame Ava predicted in this town for you. It is on the tip of your tongue kind of feeling where it's like, holy shit, I can't remember what it is exactly. It is, I will tell you outright, it is not about Arabella going back to the encampment. That much you already knew because that was always on your mind. You made the plan. You were the one who made the plan. However,
is it related to the wizard wine?
No, but actually, now that you mentioned the wizard stuff, somebody has said that they haven't seen any recent sightings of the nearest wizard, which is on Mount Baratok, which you guys were close by. Oh, that's by Lake Zarovich, where you found Arabelle. If you cross that river, supposedly there is a powerful wizard there that no one has seen in a while. Sus. And that's just a casual mention thing. I will say though, it is specifically a part of the reading that Madame Ava gave you.
Yeah, because
Something.
I remember. So we know Arabelle already.
Mhm.
We need the Crypt of the Wizard, the Guild Member's Tomb, an entertaining man with a monkey.
Mhm.
Also, the last one I'm pretty sure is just a dark
Well,
figure on a balcony. I'm pretty sure that's just Castle
that's a
Ravenloft.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
the location of where
yeah.
you will fight
So
Strahd.
that's the one I'm least worried about, but I do remember all of those things, and I am looking for them.
You're pretty sure. You're pretty sure. Like out of your list of 5 items or 5 points, 2 are here. You already kind of know where one of them is. That's the Arabella bullshit. Other one, tip of your tongue. You cannot fucking remember what it is right now because you're kind of very focused on a lot of things with a lot of information thrown at you. But you're pretty sure that there's more in the town. And you might be staying here for a little bit. Might
Okay.
be. It depends entirely on how you'd like to do it. We will now move to the next group. Real quick above table. I don't see Joe.
I
anywhere.
have no idea where Joe is. Yeah. So
They didn't say anything about dipping. Real quick, right? Which is fine. They don't have to if it was like.
message them on Discord in case they have their phone though.
Yes, please. Anyways, yeah, that was a lot of information I threw at you. My bad. But you just did like you did the work and then you got the a really good number. So
Yeah.
I can repeat any of that, no problem.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to listen back to all this when it comes out because I didn't take notes on any of that. I'm like mentally at my limit here. At this point in the day.
No, that's super fine. I will try and type for y'all later because that was a lot.
Yeah. Also, I keep having to mute because the dog is doing a hacking snooze, and I know there's gonna be so much snoring in the background of my audio, and I'm sorry in advance, Josephine.
Just a big old snooze.
We got it.
There's technically one more piece of information I could give you, but it would just kind of be like very miscellaneous if you'd like it.
Sure.
You're pretty sure the guy that you found in the boat who turned into a zombie was the town drunk.
All right, fair enough. I see Joe now.
Joe, do you hear us? It's time. It's your turn.
Were you laying there this whole time?
Oh, got it.
The thing is, I thought you might have, because I heard you say, I'm gonna get comfy, and then I looked away and looked back, and you were out of frame. And I was like,
You were gone, yeah.
Sorry.
Joe said,
was
"I need
so
floor time."
EDs. Yeah, I was so EDs.
You're so valid. You're so valid. Okay.
I'm
Word,
also
word, word.
Oh, I just saw your message, Josephine.
Oh,
I'm
that's
so
so
sorry.
funny. No, you're so good. Okay.
All right. Y'all are headed to Blinsky's, all the 4 of you, with the caravan so you can kind of travel faster. You do. You kind of take a glimpse of town square and it is being decked up right now. It is not finished. It looks like a town square is the best way to put it. But
Okay.
it is getting redecorated. Yeah. Blinsky's, however, as you kind of just turn in, this cramped shop has a dark entrance portio, I don't know, above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a B engraved on both sides. Flanking the entrance are 2 arched lead-framed windows. Through the dirty glass, you see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Okay.
Should we go inside? Because the guy that we talked to in the bar, which I'm sure by now I have retold that story to everybody in the card, but he
Right.
did specifically say to go to Blinsky's.
Well, firstly, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself, Aki, so that could I retry a deception, or even honestly, if craft is possible here, to like make like kind of a disguise situation.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Crafting I would definitely allow for this if you're trying to, like, let's say make something with all the clothes and blankets and stuff that you have.
Yeah. This is gonna be a +1 status bonus. Cocked. With crafting, that's a 24. I think maybe that I was like working on that while I've been kind of inside the caravan this entire time.
Yeah. This was like an on-off project. You were touch and going, and then when you were waiting, you finished it, and you're able to make something that, or at least you're able to fashion your fabric in a way that I believe you wish to cover your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
So you're
think
able to
having horns is okay. Like, tieflings have horns. Like, I'm just hoping I can kind of maybe hide the base of the horns, just covering my face as much as possible.
Yeah. You basically look like Hades 2 Hecate.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how you kind of make yourself covered, except instead of like a giant hat, I'm pretty sure she wears a giant hat, it's that's where your horns are, but you're able to kind of fashion like a veil of sorts as
Cool.
well. So it kind of looks cute. It kind of looks real cute. You, if anything, you start matching with some of the festivities as like you get closer to the town square. People are also dressed up in rather extravagant clothing, or like there are big props. There are big like performers and stuff like that, kind of dressed in certain ways, where basically you fit in this pride parade.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I tried to, as much as possible, kind of take on everyone's, maybe some things that I'm seeing. I think I somehow have to strap down the second row of breasts, but also it may or may not hide that I am like very clearly uncomfortable under all of the clothes. I was before anyway. But I sort of fashion, I think I'll, rather than put Christopher in the apron, just sort of like hold on to him like he's a toy a little bit, and I'll like communicate with you, like, well, actually, we'll just kind of communicate before we even set foot in. Is it all right? What approach are we thinking for you, Christopher? Do you want to be upfront about you are a soul of a man in this body, or do you want to observe a little bit more?
I think observing is better, and he turns to Isma Ganarine, if you can ask him if he's there or if he can see anything specifically about me. The guy at the bar seemed to be very taken aback to have seen me specifically, like this doll in particular being so well put together. So I wonder if that has some kind of clues as to
Got it.
why this doll.
Yeah, Maria is like, I will do my best. I think she looks up at Ismark and Irina a little bit as well, just sort of like at everyone's grace of social interpretation. So let's go in.
You go in, the shop is open, so you can just kind of go in. A little bell rings. Ismark holds the door open for everybody, and I cannot stress, this is a very polite, well-raised young man. the healthiest man in Barovia, right there. And y'all
I
go
can't
in.
believe you just called Christopher unhealthy.
Christopher is toxic masculinity, the doll.
Damn.
Toxic masculinity kid. Siku
I
Liu
mean,
Ken.
yeah.
Like, come on. I'm allowed to rag on that man. He showed
when
his
you
ass.
write, you write. When you write, you write, man.
He showed his ass, and as a fellow Torontonian, I gotta drag him.
What?
He's from Toronto. We're tall Torontonians. You are all kind of greeted rather quickly to this heavyset dwarven looking individual who wears moth-eaten jester's cap, and you can tell that he's kind of like a funny guy is the best way to put it. Okay, this is not dungeon meshy funny. This is whatever the fuck is going on funny over here. And he greets you all with such eerily joyous wonder. I'm not gonna do this accent as my dad is moving around, so I'm gonna wait for him to
Yeah,
go
for sure.
because I'm about to embarrass
It
myself.
sounds like he's like trying to like stealth, and your floor is super creaky.
But go.
Bad stealth.
Go.
I
Greets-
love that.
That's so funny.
He will greet you all with eerily jolly wonder, and he, oh God, yeah. Hello and welcome to Blinskies. I need you to know that everything is written like he is grew.
Okay.
There are Y's everywhere in some of the stuff I have to read. So
Okay.
I love that.
Hello, Mr. Blinsky.
welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky, where happiness and smiles can be bought at bargain prices. Perhaps a little toy for the little girl? He's Arabella is with y'all, by the way.
Okay.
She's not gonna be left alone in the caravan by herself, so she's
No,
just
no.
there. And she's just kind of like, when she gets noticed, she just moves back, like she moves behind Maria, who is a wall of a woman at this point.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's looking at y'all like, what's up?
Rather than for her, we had a question about this model of yours, and I kind of like a gesture to Christopher, just like cradled my arms. I've grown quite fond of this doll, but we have found him and found ourselves also constantly bombarded with the realization that this is one of your pieces, but also that there may be something special with it.
And like the look Blinsky gets, like just like pure fucking euphoria at, I don't know, remembering making this doll comes into play, and he goes, absolute, this is one of Blinsky's favorite models. Come. And if you would, he's going to try and take Christopher from y'all, by the way, so he can show you why it's special. So
There's a bit of wear throughout our travels on this. If you wouldn't mind, where should I, like, kind of conveying that, like, where should I show you on Christopher?
mm-hmm. And he like waves it off. He's like, oh yeah. If you lift the bottom of the shoe, you'll see. Beside, one is my signature, the other is the make of the model.
Maria attempts to convey like maybe a weirdo who speaks to her dolls. She like kind of like turns Christopher and like looks makes him like look at her as she picks him up and just sort of goes, Christopher, is that all right with you if I take off your shoe? Like she just like she's just trying to convey, I'm a weird lady who has a veil covering her face talking to my doll. I'm a weirdo. So she just embraces it. And so Christopher, do you like blink or nod or like something to convey it's a good or not good?
I think I will try to like wiggle the shoe and like, yes, it's okay, but I can also roll deception to do that because I don't know how, how focused Blinsky is on this doll as well.
I'm gonna let you know right now, not that focused.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like it's fine. You're a weirdo that talks to his dolls. If you take a look at this entire shop,
This is a weirdo.
none of these toys look okay. Okay? That's the best way to put it. They're really fucking freaky.
Okay.
So you're fine. You take it off. Just like how he said, one foot has like fucking Andy in Toy Story. It does have like that's his like brand, his signature. That he in fact made this doll. It says Gadolf Blinsky. That's his full name. The other foot, it says. I really shouldn't have put on the foot. Now I think about how long this would be, but I also just wasn't comfortable with you
taking his
taking
pants
off,
or something.
taking off Christopher's shirt. So please bear in mind, maybe this goes up along the foot,
Got it.
like starting at the sole and goes up, or something like that, in a weird way to look ornate, but clearly hidden. It
Okay.
says, "In loving memory of Sergei von Zarovich."
Was this model of this Sergei?
Yes, I had one made of Lady Strahd herself. Oh, she did not take too kindly to the ventriloquist dummy,
Scandalous.
but she didn't mind it of her no good, dirty rat bastard brother.
This is the model of Lady Strahd's brother.
Baby brother, yes. Tried to make him more youthful, so that way his stupidity doesn't look that bad in the place. Lovely cautionary tale.
Maria's glad she's veiled.
Christopher is trying so hard.
Would you like to know of the story? I love
Yes.
telling the story.
Yes, please. And I like move Christopher's like. Does Christopher like emote at all, or like is it fine to
I
like?
think he starts to blink more since he's already quite stoic and he can't really like, have like facial reactions. I do think like his eyes go like either wide or he starts blinking like once or twice. Because I think he's both offended and surprised. He's just like, bitch, I'm the stupid brother.
Yeah. Okay, so how I have Christopher situated then is that he's like still facing outward so that Christopher can still have the lay of the room still. Because if Christopher was like emoting a lot, you know what I mean? Then I didn't want to have Christopher facing out, but we're good.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Can Christopher's like functionality as a puppet, can I make Christopher force blink or anything like that? Like, is there any ventriloquism? Like
he is, yeah. Christopher is a marionette type doll.
Okay.
You can do this.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
it's
think
fine.
I'll have my hand on the back if Valinsky ever asks like, "Oh, your fucking doll is blinking." I'm just like, I just like to make him feel like he's real or something, you know?
Yeah, no, that's fine. The idea is like with this type of doll they use, if you were to like drop like Christopher might involuntarily blink because of how the joints
Yeah,
are.
exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so the mouth might also involuntarily open. When Christopher sleeps, that might be what happens. And then it's you can't control all of that stuff.
Okay.
That is the joints.
Got it.
Um
Please tell us.
you Yeah, you have him situated, and then Strahd not Strahd.
Oh my god. Oh my
My
god.
goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Blinsky pulls out finger puppets that look like, one of them does look like Strahd. You can kind of tell that one's supposed to be Strahd, has a little crown. Then you have a finger puppet that basically has a sword and looks like Christopher. They are finger puppets, and he is like playing around with them like this. And he goes, the Lady Strahd had very small family, and they all died. But we already know that. However, she adored her little brother. He was a prince. He was a priest. He was a very, very good boy up until he got an ego. As you see, they fell in love with, and he pulls out a third finger puppet that looks like Irina, fell in love with Tatiana, who Strahd fancied so much, but gave up the one true love, as the little brother, Sergei, fell in love with her instead. And so Strahd stepped down so her beloved baby brother could find love. And he swaps the Tatiana finger puppet onto the same hand where the not Strahd, my goodness, when the Sergei finger puppet is. They got married and then demanded our wonderful, beautiful, viciously scary and brutal Baroness to step down from her title, as by law, the oldest son must inherit the land and not the daughter. Oh, and you see, I think that broke our devil. Oh, but what does Blinsky do? Blinsky only makes toys.
I think you very adequately and eloquently described the entire situation. I see. Okay. I chanced upon this doll much farther beyond this village, as far as I understand. Is there anything? How is this possible to leave your shop?
Oh, somebody did come and buy some things. You see, despite Blinsky being a wizard of tiny wonders, not many people have come to buy Blinsky's hard work. Up until a few weeks ago, when the little Tatiana look-alike dolls, and he pulls out an Irina doll in a different outfit. These ones have gotten very popular with the youth. I think I am onto something, as I am now making this one. And he pulls out a set of unfinished dolls. And the only one who is finished is Love. The other three include a elven archer and another elven gentleman with a lot of armor, and Christopher, you. They're small dolls, though. They look like the equivalent of action figures.
I tried to signal Maria, I think,
I like
towards the puppets.
Yeah, I like look at these, Christopher. I mean, I don't say Christopher. I like sort of say. Actually, no, I've been saying Christopher this entire time. Like I think I accidentally or whatever, Maria has been calling this doll Christopher. So she just moves over. She has you look over them.
Mm-hmm. The only other man, like he continues, like you guys are doing this. The only other person, it was like 6 or 7 months ago. No customers. Can you imagine? His name is Rictavio. He he bought a model like this one, but I've made several models like this one. He bought one. He bought a couple others. He's been in and out of town. I think he's in the inn.
Are people? He's in town.
In the inn, yes. That's where most people will stay.
Did he commission these to look like this, or it's just from your mind?
Just from my mind. But I don't do this. You've given me so much joy today bringing this one back. Would you like to see something that has been commissioned? So you can take a look at my work.
Yes.
I plan on letting it be seen by all in the festival. It should not run by the festival, though. I think I need more time to make it look perfect. He's gonna go to the back, and he's gonna gesture that you all follow him to the back. Do you want to follow him to the back? It's the back of the room. It's like behind a curtain.
I gesture. I look at Ismark, kind of like, could you please lead?
Ismark will nod, and kind of ask if Irina can be in between you both.
Yeah.
And he will lead. Ismark has been so polite, just smiling, but his eyes say, "What the fuck?"
This is a player question, and if anything, Christopher might whisper to Maria. Do we want to leave the small impressionable child maybe in the main room?
I don't want to leave her alone.
Tiny?
With Tiny? Maybe. Actually, that should be fine.
Because Tiny is with her, and I, like, whatever might be behind that curtain, maybe she doesn't have to see it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay.
Arabelle, would you mind staying in this main room with Tiny and whispering, screaming if anything goes wrong?
Arabelle, my bad. I keep calling her Bella. Arabelle has also the same expression Ismark has, smiling. The eyes say, "What the fuck?" But will nod at the premise that she gets to stay with Tiny.
Yes.
And Tiny gives her so much comfort, actually. She also is kind of interested in a couple of the toys. She really liked the little action figures of
the finger puppets.
Basically Christopher's
got it.
She wants to look at that.
Steal them.
She's gonna take them and just shove it in her pocket.
Yeah, Christopher blatantly like looks at her.
I cast
like,
guidance on Arabelle.
She's influenced. She's doing that.
Okay, cool.
You guys follow the back, and you're kind of stopped by, like, running into Ismark a little bit, and Irina, who are kind of stuck in shock. As you see, it is held up together in a Frankenstein-esque way is a wooden puppet model of Christopher Inkwolf. And that's where we'll end.
No. What do you mean? Aki, what do you mean?
Wow, I'm so glad you guys stuck around this long. Thank you for tuning in to season 1.
Oh my god. And Ellie isn't here to see my hotness? Disappointing.
Disappointing.
I will give you a little bit more information about what you see besides just that. It is wooden. It is a life-size...
You said it was full body or it was a puppet?
It is a full body puppet. Like, it is a life-size wooden puppet of how big Christopher Inkwolf was.
Not a life-size doll.
It is a life-size Inkwolf doll.
But that was commissioned.
Fully functional.
It was commissioned, yes.
Which is like the creepier part is that it was commissioned. Like, this one didn't come from his mind.
Yep, nope. It was commissioned, and I will say, y'all would know. I would just say y'all would know. like there's something really off about this, but for you, Christopher, you know what you look like.
Yo,
You
the
just-
next session
hold on, I
will
have-
begin. The next session will begin with this fucking puppet maker getting a heart attack because I don't think Christopher will be quiet about this.
Hold on, I have a great clip for this.
You have a oh, that's
Hold on,
nice.
I have a great clip for this. Hold on.
Is it from Lies of P? Because that's a game that I've been playing recently, and I feel very similar feelings about that game and this one.
Yeah, we're basically